everyone. So today on BK Sport, we are back for week number 4 of In the Sheds. I'm getting my hands moving. Hopefully one day soon we're going to have a actual video podcast where we're all sitting down talking because, you know, I love to move my hands around. I love to, you know, get passionate while I'm talking. If you don't know what In the Sheds is, basically it's a world sporting podcast with myself, my 2 co-hosts, Shells and Fletch, and also a special guest where we talk about everything going on in world sport at the moment. We go in 3 specific sports, whichever's got the biggest news at the current time. Plus, we've got a little bit of an open floor discussion at the end. Also, we've got a special guest today, Archie, who we had a couple of weeks ago. We had a late pull-out for tonight, but next week we've got Williams Dillman, an ex-player for the Gold Coast Titans, and Canberra Raiders coming on the show. Going to be an absolutely awesome show next week. But for tonight, we've got Archie, who really knows his NBA, really knows his NRL, and also football. In today's In the Sheds, we're going to be talking about world football. This is going to be including the A-League Grand Final, Champions League, and Europa League. We've also got the NBA Playoffs that are still going, and we've also got the NRL. Guys, strap yourself in. This is going to be a ripper show. If you guys want to know the timestamps, I'm going to put that as the pinned comment below. So if you want to go to a specific sport and you only want to listen to specific stuff to do with the sport that you want to listen to, then go to the pinned comment below, jump on, click that, and listen in. Anyway, guys, let's get straight into it. I'm keen for today's show. Let's go meet the boys. Here we go, boys. Let's start off week 4. We've gone a whole month now. We've got a whole month now. Let's introduce Shells and Fletch, the 2 big fellas.
How are we, boys?
Go on, everybody.
Let's stop eating while the podcast is on. We've also got Archie, who was on here a couple of weeks ago. Like I said,
Archie.
We had a late pull out. That's what she said. And Archie's jumped right on in, and he's also got it's pretty much the same sports as we talked about that same week. So, brilliant. Like I said, guys,
welcome back, mate. Welcome back.
Thanks
very much.
Where's my welcome back that I get? I don't get a welcome back every week.
Oh, you know.
You're on it every bloody week.
Yeah, well, you know, I'm still welcome back. You know, I'm still back another week, you know. Come on, Shells.
Go on.
First up today, boys, we're going to get into some world football discussion. Now, this is going to go all the way from Australia over to Europe because some big things happened over the weekend. So first off, let's talk about the A-League Grand Final.
Jesus.
Let's the score was 1-0 to the Melbourne Victory over the Newcastle Jets. I was actually at this game, boys. I did the Game to Experience vlog, and to me, is this an advertisement? Was this game an advertisement on why not to watch the A-League? Why not to go and watch it?
I watched some of this game. I was watching the Cronulla Eels game and also this at the same time at a pub. Typical Australian.
Good on you.
Saturday night out. I don't think this was a good game at all.
No.
No.
I know it wasn't a good game. I don't think. I know it wasn't a good game.
Okay, I'm all for having it at Newcastle. I understand. Yeah. Needs to be at a bigger stadium.
Yeah.
Secondly,
Disagree.
let's just get straight into it. 9th minute goal. What the hell?
Yeah, I want to quickly actually talk about what you just said in regards to needs to be a bigger stadium. I disagree. I think that I think it was really good that it was at Newcastle. That was packed out, sold out within minutes. The atmosphere there was wild until the 9th minute goal, which we'll get to in a second.
Good 8 minutes of
good 8 minutes, yeah. But no,
I was going for Newcastle. Obviously, I was going for Newcastle.
Yeah.
They scored the wonder scorpion goal the week before, and Newcastle, they were wooden spoon. They've been struggling for ages. So they were wooden spoon last year. Everyone thought, wow, this could be a fairy tale, but yeah, okay.
Should have been.
VAR. For everyone that doesn't know, virtual assistant referee. Basically, it's basically like the NRL video referee, but on the fly for the A-League. Where was it?
Well, actually, this is a funny story.
but
This is a massive cop-out. They had a massive cop-out that if anyone believes, they are honestly stupid. So what they said was, when that goal went in, apparently there was a 30-second glitch. Specifically,
it wasn't working
time.
Or something.
At that specific time, though, how convenient? How convenient that at that specific time?
I think that's when the bribe from Melbourne Victory came in.
They were waiting for the transfer.
You said just before, is this an ad for why A-League is dying? I think this is more an ad for why VAR does not belong in soccer. I mean, soccer's been fine without VAR for however long it's been on for you. Like
How
100
about the
years.
linesmen
It's
just do
fine
their
without it.
job?
Well,
the
the thing is,
linesmen
Exactly.
should be doing their job.
Exactly.
across both of what you guys just said, I think that VAR is needed, but where we're finding the problem here is that VAR wasn't used. The VAR wasn't used.
Yeah,
when
why
it was
didn't they
needed
go?
to.
Okay, let's be honest. The goal's scored. There's maybe an offside. Someone should be checking on the fly. Should be in the referee's ear. Yep, sorry, that was offside. Take it back.
Well, apparently because they'd started play up again.
If you give the goal, right, and then 20 seconds later you call it back, and then it shows that it's offside, no one's going to have a cry because that's the right decision.
Yeah, well, it is the right decision, but they said because when the decision was made, and then basically it was too late to go back and overrule
it. Too late to go back?
Exactly, that's crazy.
Jesus.
It's like, sorry, you only just ruined the entire season because now Melbourne Victory have got the championship because they won the game 1-0. They ended up winning off that one goal. And,
that's what I mean.
But
that's
the thing
exactly what I mean.
But the thing is, it's not just because of that I'm saying is it's an advertisement not to watch the A-League. I'm saying that because the game was absolutely pathetic outside of that. Just quickly on this before we move on, there is potential news because Yaya Toure hasn't been signed a contract extension at Manchester City, that Melbourne City may be sneaking in Yaya Toure. So that would be pretty massive.
That's the type of stuff they need. They need when Del Piero and Shinji Ono was here. That's when the A-League was pumping.
Yeah, it
was pumping. A-League, there was actually mad hype about game.
We're kind of getting a little bit off topic here. Jets victory, 1-0. Dead season, ruined the season, and let's move on from the A-League. We're going to get into some Europa League action now. Red Bull Salzburg 2, Marseille 3. We're talking an aggregate here. Atletico Madrid 2, Arsenal 1. Let's get to that in a second. Let's talk about the Salzburg-Marseille game first. The French squeezed through the final, but yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Marseille have more talent than Salzburg. Salzburg, I think they got through beating Leipzig, and that was kind of a they got off there. They got a bit lucky there. So Marseille, they have Dimitri Payet. They have a few decent French players.
Gotta love it.
They should have won it a lot more convincingly, to be honest.
They should have, because Marseille actually only it was in extra time that Marseille went through. They scored in the 116th minute, I think it was Rolando, because they conceded 2-0 early on and didn't score, so they went to extra time. But however, Salzburg kind of just they did well. They did well considering, because they were down 2-0 from the first leg and then they came back to 2-0 up. But to be honest, there's not much to really say about this one. Marseille just, they do have the better players. Marseille had, Jermaine, Payet. But to be honest, there's still not that many quality players. No. They've got enough to get through.
Can we talk about the obvious bigger game, which was Atletico and Arsenal?
Well, that's what we were just about to get onto, yeah.
Poor Wenger.
It's sad.
No fairy tale ending for Mr. Wenger.
Geez, it was a bit of a typical Arsenal. Players went missing. Ozil from me, because obviously I'm of German heritage and I go for Germany when they play. Ozil for Germany is completely different for Ozil for Arsenal.
Yeah, it's the way that they use him though. That's why.
Why does he disappear sometimes? He wasn't even there. And then Hector Bellerin pushing up too far. Diego Costa.
He's been terrible all season though.
Yeah, where it went wrong for Bellerin is when he went to Oxford Uni and started bagging out Arsenal fan TV. He shouldn't have done that.
Yeah, no, that was stupid. The fact of the matter is that yes, well, the fans are allowed an opinion, man. Your fans are the ones who pay your wages, to be honest, man. I don't care about sponsors.
Yeah, when the tickets are near over £100 to go watch Arsenal play.
Exactly. Out of all the teams.
How much is an Arsenal game?
Yeah, exactly.
It's one of the most expensive teams in the world to go and watch, or at least in England.
Put it this way, Borussia Dortmund, I think it's 7 to 10 euros.
Yeah.
To watch a game. Arsenal, £100. Come on.
Yeah, 100%.
Come on to watch this.
Yeah, well,
Hector
look,
Bellerin, he should go, to be honest, because they don't want him there. They really just don't want him there.
they don't. But look, the funniest thing about this was that Diego Costa was the one who sent Arsenal packing as well. The ex-Chelsea,
Yeah.
the ex-Chelsea
Yeah.
striker.
He's too
in
big,
the
too strong.
47th minute. He is too big, too strong. But Arsenal really should have had a lot more about them than they did, because obviously, yes, the whole swan song, see you later, Wenger's happening, and they're not going to do jack shit in the Premier League because they're 6th place. There's no way they can get top 5, let alone top 4. They're literally not going to drop. They're finishing in 6th, 100%. They're finishing in 6th. So they're literally not playing for absolutely anything right now except for Wenger.
Yeah.
And then they go and lose that game 1-0 in the second leg. Yes, they won.
Let's not get it wrong though. Atletico is by far the better team. Like they really should be in the Champions League. How they didn't get out the group?
Look,
is
Atletico have
ridiculous.
been in 2 finals in about 3 or 4 years.
Yeah.
Like, their defensive record, like we were saying, how many goals have they conceded at home the whole of the Liga
6.
season?
They've conceded 6 in 36 games, but they've still got one more home game to
At
come.
home, no. So 17 home games.
Yeah, sorry,
they've conceded
My
6
bad.
goals, and the last game they conceded 2 at home, and they probably didn't even play their full strength team. So I don't know why Arsenal was like, yeah, we're gonna bang in a few today. Like, no.
Yeah, well, it's
Yeah,
Atletico. Atletico, I've never ever pictured Atletico as a team that concedes many goals. They've always been a
No,
decent
they're
attacking
Very
outfit.
well structured.
They've always-
Always has a very good spine in his team.
The thing is, yeah, because they can win games easily 1-0. They do know how to
Yeah.
defend. They've always known how to
Atletico
defend,
got
but they
way
also
better
do have
players,
strikers
but-
that can really
Yeah.
put them
Like-
in front.
Yeah, but think of the Atletico team: Griezmann, Jimenez, Godin, Luis,
Oh, boy.
Manfred, Oblak, Diego Costa, Gabby, Saul, Koke. Like, there's just so many people
Even
that,
Torres.
yeah, that are international
Even
players for
Torres.
top team. We're talking about international teams, people that play for international teams that are at the very top: Spain,
Yeah.
Brazil, France. Like, they're no. I don't know why. I always thought Atletico, once they got knocked out of Champions League and went to Europa, I thought they're gonna win this for sure. There's
Oh,
no
yeah.
one's gonna even get near them.
Anyway, quick. Let's
but-
let's make a quick tip here. No, not Arsenal. Atletico Madrid versus Marseille in the final. What are we tipping?
2-0
Atletico.
Atletico.
Yeah,
Atletico 2-0. They'll score
I'd say
one.
2-0.
They'll score one, maybe kind of early, sit back, and then counterattack late in the game and just wrap it up, I reckon.
I don't think they're going to need to sit back. I don't think Atletico are really going to sit back at all against Marseille. I think they know that they can. They can really give
they
it to them.
love sitting
It's-
back.
it's
Atletico
Marseille,
loves sitting
I
back.
know that, but why would they sit back against Marseille, man? Marseille,
Because they want them to
No.
come
How they
out.
play.
They want them to come out, and then they'll just counterattack Griezmann and Costa.
I think they're going to go up 2-0
They
pretty
want
early
them to
on.
come out. They want them to come out.
Yeah, I think they're going to go up 2-0 early on. I think they could even win 3-1. I think that they've got a decent enough defensive record to keep them to only 1. If Marseille will score at all, to be completely honest.
I don't think Atletico will concede. I just don't see
Nah.
him conceding goals.
Yeah, I don't really see it. Well, the thing is that it is still a final. It is still a Europa League final.
I
and
But
think-
they have so much pedigree. And
I don't see Atletico. I think Atletico are the best defensive team in the world.
that's a
They're
bit.
not-
Well,
I think they are. Well, look at the record. It says, "Hey, we don't concede goals."
yeah, I get that. Well, yeah, but in regards to that, you are talking about the La Liga though. Like that's
Yeah.
in specifically regarding to the La Liga, which isn't that strong, which it really isn't something to
Bayern's
really
not
go
looking
by.
bad at the back.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, true.
There's quite a few teams that are up there on that standard. Atletico are definitely one
Barcelona.
of. They're definitely one of. I wouldn't really say Barcelona. The
They've
pedigree.
Barcelona only conceded 23 in the.
No way.
league,
Yeah, but
so-
no way would I say no. There's no way. Yeah, but dude, you gotta stop looking at the La Liga. La Liga is not a strong league, man. It's got a couple of strong big dogs, but they're not a strong league at all. So, like when you're coming up against
I'd be thinking
Ibar and
Bayern or Juventus best defense.
yeah,
Juventus,
Juve, yeah,
those are
100%.
the top 4 for me. Yeah.
I don't think that Marseille have a chance at all. I think it might be like a stoppage time, bloody no hope of goal.
Yeah, maybe.
That when Madrid just kind of clock off and they've already got a 1. But let's move on to the Champions League, where Real Madrid beat Bayern Munich 4-3 on aggregate, and Roma lost 6-7 to Liverpool on aggregate. But let's talk about Madrid.
Okay,
Hold on.
talk-
Let's first talk about Madrid and Munich. My
Why
question
did James
is,
Rodriguez kick the ball out?
I don't know, man. But look, I just
Why
don't
did
know
he
if
kick the-
I
who
don't
you
know if
playing
Bayern I don't know if
for?
Bayern can
Who-
beat Spanish teams, man. They really
No, but who does he want to play for? Like, they put him out on loan for 2 years. That's an automatic, hey, we don't really want you, but we don't want to sell you for cheap, so go out on loan. Plays against them, scores a goal, and then 80-something minute, they're on they got a good attack going, and he kicks the ball out. Boo-hoo.
Yeah.
You play for Bayern now. You don't play for Real Madrid. They loaned you out for 2 years, buddy. Don't try and,
I want him at Liverpool.
He's 26 or 27. By the time he goes back, he's 28, 29. Will they even want him when he comes back? Mate, you could have just buried another one and done an Archie and Shush celebration, but hey.
Well, obviously he's not going to do an Archie and Shush celebration when he's still
I reckon
technically.
he should. They don't want him.
Yeah, I know they don't want him, but there's no way you could do that when you're still contracted to them. You're still literally on their books.
Oh, you could do.
You
Yeah,
could,
but-
but like,
He plays for Bayern. Like, Bayern and Real Madrid, same level. Like, I don't know. I reckon Bayern should have won this, to be
I
honest.
think Bayern's the better team. For
yeah,
sure.
Bayern is the
Well,
better
the
team,
complete
but-
stuff up at the back, that's a bit. That was a sketchy ball, though. That was the sketchiest. I think it was Tolisso. What was that? At first, I know Ulrich completely he didn't know where
that
to
was
pick it
that
up.
was no,
and
that was
kick it.
Ulrich's fault. That is 100%
Yeah,
Ulrich's fault.
but in general, that pass back was very sketch to begin with, and then complete stuff up. Bayern, if they want to win Champions League, are gonna have to buy some fullbacks. They got Alaba, but that right foot Kimmich, he's really a centre mid.
Yeah, he is more of a defensive midfielder.
Lahm's gone, so who are they gonna get? There's someone. They got to go get someone.
Yeah,
Bellerin.
I don't know. Stop it.
They
Stop
actually,
it.
They would.
No, they will not
actually
go for
would,
Bellerin.
because
No, they
probably
won't.
Think, hey,
No way.
We got enough people at the back
No way.
to deal with it. Just play wing back.
No way it would Bayern go for Bellerin. No way. No way is that happening. Anyway, let's.
Who's a right back that they can get? But
I don't know, but Bellerin is definitely not
There's
the
not
answer.
a lot of good fullbacks at the moment. There really isn't.
Anyway, let's move on to the next game, which is the AS Roma versus Liverpool match, which really was a massive struggle. It was a very high scoring match. In series, well, not series, a couple of games. Roma still scored 6. Liverpool scored 7. Could this actually be the year? I'm going to ask Archie first, simply because you're a Liverpool fan, mate. What's your thoughts?
This is the year. I've been waiting for this since 2005. For 13 years I've been waiting, and it's coming. Finally, another trophy. I mean,
talking as if he won it already.
You're talking
there's,
pretty
one
highly.
thing that scares me is the injuries. Like, Salah's not looking fully fit. The Ox is out, I think, and there's a few other players like Emre Can, Nathaniel Klein just got back from an injury.
When's the final?
I think it's the 26th. So
No, 27th. 27th.
27th.
Yeah.
So you got
Still
a month.
weeks.
You got a month. Liverpool are. They pretty much secured the. Actually, they could possibly.
No, they can
miss
still drop out.
On
Yeah,
the
they can still drop
Champions League
out.
spot.
Yeah.
They are.
that lost to
They
Chelsea,
could.
so.
Yeah, they could. Yeah, that was an important game.
But
if
if you win the Champions League, you get qualified for next year.
Yeah,
don't you?
yeah, but let's just
Yeah,
say
So we'll be right then.
Liverpool, if they win their last Premier League game, they will be safe just because goal difference will.
They'll be safe,
Put
but
them
they
ahead
may.
of Chelsea
But they'll be
anyway.
safe, but they may go to qualifier because Tottenham could still win their remaining 2 games, and they would jump above Liverpool. And if that
but
was
goal
the case,
difference.
No,
Yeah, but goal difference
does-
over Chelsea.
yeah, no, I'm not talking about Chelsea. I'm talking about Tottenham. So because 4th place is a qualifier, so you're not automatically
yes.
into the Champions League. And yes, they are going to beat some random team from bloody bloody sort of middle of nowhere whoop whoop. But the point of the matter is that
Apoel.
Apoel Nicosia, exactly. But in regards to this game, look, Liverpool are a very strong attacking outfit, as we can see when they beat
Extremely.
Roma with 7 goals. Roma nearly did come back there, boys. It was Wijnaldum who really saved Liverpool with that 25th minute goal, because otherwise, if Wijnaldum doesn't score that goal, Roma are the ones in the final right now against Real Madrid, because they literally went through on that.
Well, Liverpool, I think they can, just because their attack is so good. But it's going to be who scores more goals, really. Like, in terms of, I see high scoring like a 3-4 or something like.
So I don't know. I think it's going to be.
I'm calling a 3-2 for Liverpool.
I'm calling a 3-2 for Madrid, simply on the fact that Madrid know what it takes to win the situation. Look at a couple of years back when they played Atletico Madrid in the final. Atletico were similar at that stage to Liverpool. They were coming in, I don't even remember if have Atletico ever won before?
I think they did
a
win it
while,
long time ago.
a while back,
Yeah.
but Atletico got beaten by Real Madrid in 2 different finals. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, what I was trying to say was Atletico were up 1-0 in the 94th minute, and then I think Ramos was the one who headed it in for an equaliser. And then they ended up losing 5-1 because Real Madrid just knew what it took to win from there. Point of reason, so I think that Liverpool are in a similar area to what Atletico were at that time, and I think they're two completely different teams. But what I'm saying is they're both kind of they're inexperienced in that final. Yes, 14 years ago, Liverpool won the Champions League, but that's a completely different team, completely different players, and yes, it was against AC Milan.
The club itself knows how to win the 5 European.
I get that, but look at the players though. Yes, they're phenomenal players, but Real Madrid won it last year
and the year before that, So
I think they've won like 3 in 4 years or something.
Yeah,
exactly.
something like that. And I just see every time I see Ronaldo on the team sheet, I just go, he's a winner.
Yeah,
he's going to do something.
Let's give our tips.
Isn't it the same with Salah?
Look, when Salah
he's been better than Ronaldo this season. He's been the best player this season out of any league.
Okay, but when Salah does the same thing for the next 7 years in a row, then you can.
I'm not saying he's a better player. I'm saying just based on current form this season only.
I think Salah has Marcelo, to be honest. I think he has him, and I think Mane has Caviar, but I just look at the Real Madrid midfield, Kroos, Modric, and probably is going to be maybe Isco, Casemiro, someone that has won a Champions League. Someone that has won a Champions League 2 or 3 times. And I go, geez, this team is going to probably score. But I think Liverpool can win. I hope Liverpool
So
can
what do you
win,
tip?
even though I go for Man, I think Liverpool maybe 4-3, 3-2, something like that.
I'm going 3-2 for Liverpool.
3-2. All right. Well, I'm going 3-2 for Real Madrid just because I know they've been there, they've done that. But anyway, that's going to wrap us up for discussion 1, which is the world football side of things. Now we're going to move into the NBA. Now, I am looking forward to this one because there's been quite a lot of stuff that's gone on in the last week, especially since our last conversation. I know Archie's raring to go about something that I said last week.
How about Celtics, eh? They won't win a game.
Yeah, no, we'll get to that. No, yeah, but in the same sense, blame me for saying that last week. Blame me. Anyway, we're going to get to this. Second round playoffs, Golden State Warriors are up 3-1 over the New Orleans Pelicans.
4-3.
Boston Celtics up 3-0 over the Philadelphia 76ers. Houston Rockets 3, Utah Jazz 1. And Toronto Raptors 0, Cleveland Cavaliers 3. Golden State Warriors Pelicans, Draymond and Durant are seriously leading the way.
I mean, the Pelicans, they just were not hungry for it. They looked so uninterested. Like, you saw the play where they had Draymond open for the 3, they had Curry open for the 3, and everyone was just standing in the paint, staring at each other.
I don't even think
completely uninterested at home.
I don't even think Curry's been that fantastic, man. I don't think. Look,
I think he got like 28 points off the bench in game 2 or something.
Yeah, look, but he has been there. He has been scoring points, but I don't think that he's been as crucial to the team as obviously Durant has been. Like, look at previous playoff series. Curry is the number 1. Like, he is the man.
I can see that Durant is clearly a better player than Curry.
Oh, yeah, and I think he's more of a crucial part to that team than Curry. But like I said last week, I thought that Draymond Green was going to be the key to victory here because obviously big men against a big team, against like big players like Davis, and it's pretty much worked out to be that way. Draymond's nearly getting a triple-double each game.
Look, I mean, I wish we had Boogie. What can I say? If we had Boogie, they'd have no chance.
Really, though? Because they have it, if you have a look at the statistics when Boogie's playing alongside Davis, the results aren't actually better. They're actually a lot worse.
Yeah, well, check this out for a minute. The last 8 games before Boogie got injured, we won them all.
But before that?
Everyone was saying that this is where the Pelicans start gelling together and learn to play, then Boogie tears his Achilles.
I 100% agree on that. I think that I think that the Pelicans, I'm not saying that they're gonna. I'm not saying that they're a bad team with Boogie. I just think that if you look before that 8 games, obviously they were pretty on the average side of things and they weren't gelling. Yes, with those 8 games in a row, then you're starting to think, okay, it may be gelling, but you never know. You never know what happens after that point. And even though I tend to agree more on your side of things than on the fact that they're going to slide down again, I honestly think that this team is a slightly better team without him. But then again, there was no motivation, especially today. In today's match, there was no motivation to win.
And for a home game as well, that's ridiculous.
100%.
And just when we'd won the last game, we could have tied it 2-2 and really scared the Warriors after they took it 2-0 at home.
Well, that's what I said.
Just put in this uninterested effort. And
that's what I said last week.
Because there's a lot of players that have only played, this is like their second or even first time in the playoffs. Like, other than Rondo, what real veterans do we have in this team that know how to do it in the playoffs? Like AD, this is his second time. Drew could only be his second or third time.
Yeah,
is just probably his first time.
There's not enough experience there. Next season, they'll be looking a lot better.
Next season with Boogie, the Warriors have no chance of defending the Twin Towers.
Well, I said last week. I said last week that I thought that the Pelicans really were going to give the Warriors a scare, and they did give them a scare in the third game when they absolutely walloped. I think it was like 119 to 100 or something like that. Forgive me if I'm wrong. I'm pretty sure it was a good 20-point margin. But
it was.
Yeah, and they gave them a scare, and then they really needed to back it up with a win today to make it 2-2. They really did. But then they just they fell apart. They're not going to win. I don't think that they're going to win 2 games away now to keep the series at 3-3.
You just got to hope that this, they really pull their finger out and they can get a win next game and keep the series alive.
Anyway, let's move on to the next game, which was the Boston Celtics versus series Boston Celtics versus Philadelphia 76ers. 3-0 the Celtics. Now I'm going to address what Luke said before. 100%. You look at last week, you look at Boston going into this series, and you look at Philadelphia going into this series. There is no way you can tell me right now that I was not right, or not that I wasn't right, that I wasn't, thinking properly when I said that I don't think the Celtics could win a game. Because if you look at their series before this, who are they playing again?
They played Milwaukee.
That's right, yeah, Milwaukee. The only way they won games was at home there. That was the only reason they beat out the Bucks. And going into the 76ers series, they really just looked like they were going to fall apart. And the 76ers were coming in with Ben Simmons looking red hot and Embiid looking red hot. And the team was just really gelling. Well, Embiid wasn't looking red hot as such, but he was looking like he was really putting those results and helping Simmons out comprehensively. But it didn't work out like that. It's obviously fallen apart. Simmons has gone missing. Simmons has seriously gone missing in the last 3 games.
He got 1 point in one game, I think.
He got 1 point in one game, and no one was expecting that. No one's expecting that. Yes, he's not experienced, but neither are the Celtics. Like, yes, Al Horford is, but the Celtics aren't really that experienced of a team.
Or just sophomores and that, like Jaylen Brown and
Jason Tatum,
Marcus Smart.
Yeah,
still a young bloke. What's his name? Terry Rozier. Whoever they've got filling in for Kyrie.
Exactly.
It's not an experienced team at all.
The 76ers have no excuse to say, look, we're young, we're building still, we're a year ahead of where we plan to be anyway. They've literally got no excuse. They just simply aren't where everyone thought they were going into this. Boston's going to lose out in the next series. No doubt about it. We all know we all know who they're going to be playing. With Kyrie, it would have been a completely different story. But now that they have no real... Like, Al Horford stood up for him. Al Horford has stood up for him in these playoffs.
Yeah, he's the veteran.
Exactly. So he's needed to do it, and he's done it. But going up against the Cavaliers, which we'll get to in a second, but going up against the Cavaliers, I don't think they're going to have any match for LeBron. So, point of the matter is, 76ers, just not to standard. Celtics are going to... Funnily enough, I thought 76ers, like I said, would sweep, but Boston are looking like they may actually sweep.
I thought Sixers would take it in 5 or 6. I just could not see this happening.
Yeah, no way. No way could anyone see this. If it is a sweep, no one would have seen a sweep. If it is 4-1, which I seriously still doubt. They do have another game tomorrow at home, so maybe they might win 1, but I don't know. They're on the brink of a sweep. Anyway, let's move on to the next one, which is Houston Rockets versus the Utah Jazz. Houston Rockets up 3-1. The Jazz, they were beaten convincingly at home twice.
I kind of expected it. Like, Jazz, they did well to beat Oklahoma as well as they did, but I don't think anyone really gave them a chance against the Rockets, who have definitely been the best team in the league.
Well, the thing is, the Jazz actually beat Houston convincingly in Houston, in the second game, and everyone was like, "Whoa, wait a second, here's Utah," and I'm sitting back thinking, "Whoa, why are you even thinking that this team is actually going to get through in the series? Like, one game, whoop-de-doo, man."
Like, they're just not as good as the Rockets. I mean, the Rockets, surely James Harden has to be MVP this year.
Yeah.
I mean, I hear all these guys saying LeBron should be MVP this year.
Well,
I mean, come on.
No.
Look at the numbers, my guy.
I don't know, man. I don't know. We're going to get into a little bit of a discussion in a minute about LeBron.
A second MVP from Harden. Steph stole it from him that 1 year. Arguably, Westbrook stole it from him. I don't.
Did he steal it though? I think he deserved that.
They cannot. Sure, I thought Westbrook deserved it, but a lot of people didn't. Surely they can't take another one off him.
I think that simply, actually, this is going to be a decent transition point right here. So let's say Cleveland Cavaliers 3, Toronto Raptors 0. I think that in regards to that, I'm simply giving it to LeBron based on the fact that he is literally, look at this Cleveland team. I know obviously you're not a big fan of LeBron, but the way this Cleveland team is set up is that he is literally their only form of winning. Without him, they go down to the Pacers. By far, like a long way. He stood up and he took them with the whole Isaiah Thomas situation, with all the drama that went on there throughout the season. He still turned up and he still performed. The players around him didn't. Kevin Love went missing a lot of games this season, but LeBron still pulled it out. He still put up 40, 50 points on occasion. He would still get triple doubles like it was nothing. And without him, Cavaliers are literally in a similar position to
maybe a Heat.
Yeah.
Like a bottom playoff team.
Yeah, even if they make the playoffs, I don't think the Cavs make the playoffs without LeBron.
No, that's showing how shit they are without LeBron, because they base their whole system of play just on LeBron being good.
Actually, you know what? I would say without
team at all.
Without LeBron, I'd really say they're a Charlotte Hornets.
Yeah.
Because Kemba Walker's there and he's great, but he's nothing special. There's I don't know. I think that the Cleveland Cavaliers are a similar team to the Charlotte Hornets without LeBron, and that's saying something. That's saying something that this team is looking like they could potentially, after everything that's gone on this season, they could still potentially win the NBA, the championship. They still could.
Not really.
Are they going to beat Boston?
Oh yeah, but what chance have they got against the Rockets or the Warriors?
I think the Warriors, they've got a chance. Really? Maybe Houston, probably not. But I think the Warriors, they definitely have a chance. I don't think the Warriors will get there. I think Houston will get there. But in the same sense, I wouldn't write them out. LeBron knows how to get it done.
What if the Rockets get to the finals and then win it? You still want LeBron to get the MVP, or you want Harden then?
Oh, if you can't say no to Harden getting it if Houston beat out the Cavs in the playoff finals.
I think Harden gets it. Unless LeBron wins the final, I think Harden gets it. He's just been so good this season. Like, you cannot rob it from him again. I mean, LeBron's been good, but you were saying, look at where Cleveland would be without LeBron. Look where the Rockets would be without.
They've still got Chris
Paul,
though.
I don't think they make the playoffs.
Yes,
in
they
a
do.
West as stacked as it is. I mean, who were the 8 seed? Rockets without Harden are nowhere near as good as the T-Wolves.
I don't know. I still think Chris Paul does it for him. He would set up whoever was there. I think that it's just so happens that they are perfectly aligned with each other. I think that the Houston Rockets, there's no way they finish first. No way they finish first. But I don't think that they're worse than the T-Wolves. I don't think they're worse than the T-Wolves without Harden. Look at how good they are from 3-point range. There's Capella, there's Ariza. They just really know how to put teams to bed, even though they just know how to put teams to bed, man. And you look at even games without Harden, they still win them.
I'm not a LeBron hater. I just when people say LeBron's better than Jordan and he's the GOAT and all this bollocks. I saw a thing that LeBron's more clutch than Kobe, and definitely not a Kobe fan. I think LeBron's better than Kobe, But
Oh yeah, 100%.
like,
Oh,
they
that's no question.
like LeBron, he's not as clutch as Kobe. He just isn't.
Just remember,
Like,
like I said last week, LeBron's still got a good 7 years left in him, and everyone's already talking about that right now. Everyone's already talking about him in comparison to Jordan right now. And then look at the last couple of days, comes back.
But they've played the same amount of seasons. Jordan played 15. LeBron's in his 15th. They've played the same amount. So wouldn't it be fair to compare them now?
Yes, but
And
in the
LeBron still has how many less rings? 3 less rings?
yeah, but the thing is though, is that like I said last week, Jordan wasn't by himself. Jordan wasn't by himself.
Neither was LeBron.
Well,
LeBron's
yeah, but
he had
LeBron
Bosh
hasn't had
and Dwayne
Pippen
Wade,
though.
who was definitely a top 5 player before the lower body injuries. Kevin Love, who when you look at the T-Wolves, was probably the best power forward in the league and easily an over 20 point a night scorer. And you see Kyrie, when he's not with LeBron, a possible MVP candidate. It's not like he's been without good players.
Yeah, I know. I just think that
And you see this season when he hasn't been with good players. What are the Cavs? They're a 4th seed or something.
I 100% agree. I 100% agree with that. But I honestly think that I think that LeBron has done more for the he's done more specifically himself for the teams than Jordan did 100% on his own self. But I'm not saying the point of the matter is that I think that I hate comparing these two because they're in 2 different eras. They're in 2 different teams. They're 2 different setups. It's like comparing Muhammad Ali to Floyd Mayweather. You can't do it. You seriously cannot do it.
More of a Mike Tyson man.
Well, there we go. Anyway, boys, that's going to wrap us up for the second discussion, which was the NBA. I really wanted to talk more about the LeBron Jordan thing, but obviously we don't really have that much time for that. Next up, boys, a final discussion. We've got the National Rugby League. So let's go through the scores first. On Thursday, Brisbane Broncos beat out the Bulldogs 22-20.
Yeah, look, boy.
Then on Friday, Knights lost out to the Rabbitohs 18-36. Panthers also lost out to the Cowboys 20-26. So the home sides did not have a good Friday night. Then on Saturday, the Raiders beat out the Titans. Not looking forward to talking about that. Raiders 32, Titans 18. Warriors 26 to the Tigers 4. Can't wait to speak to you about that one, Luke. Sharks 22 to the Eels 20.
Yeah, scrape through.
Dragons 34, Storm 14, and Roosters 22, Manly 20. Okay, so first off, let's get to the Broncos-Bulldogs game. Broncos came out on top 22-20.
Soft.
It's soft, man, but it's a penalty. It's soft, but it's a penalty.
Made contact with the back of them.
And a sin bin.
The thing is that, as you guys know, I was at this game, and when I was at the game, I was just like, that's not a penalty. That's the stupidest way to end. And you look at my vlog, and I'm just there sitting there confused. Even with Broncos fans, everyone's there sitting there looking, what's going on? That just ruined this game completely. It reminded very much of the Tigers-Broncos game when we were there, Luke. And it reminded so much of that. But the thing is that when I've gotten home and I've looked at it multiple times, it's soft, and I think it's a ridiculous penalty, but it's a necessary penalty. Simply because even though it doesn't affect the play, he still deliberately puts his hand out. He still deliberately tries to pull him back slightly so that, it does affect him. But Boyd milks that completely, and it works for him, but it still is a penalty. What are your thoughts?
Soft. Sick of the Broncos.
So soft.
Penalties. I don't know. It's people are saying it's probably a penalty, but it's just such a sad way to end the game.
Oh, 100%.
It affected the whole game.
100%.
It does, but it's black and white. You can't make contact with the player.
It is, exactly. That's what I'm saying. It is.
It's a penalty then. It's a penalty then.
It is
sad.
It's annoying that it had to finish that way, but you also think about it, the Bronx get the line drop out there.
Exactly. That's exactly what I said.
50-50 chance that they hit a field goal and still win the game.
That's exactly what I said in the vlog. Yeah. I said, look, Broncos still win that game. Broncos probably kick a field goal, but in the same sense, you never know. They still might miss it, or they might get a dodgy player not square marker penalty. Oh wait, that was the Tigers Broncos game early on. But no, the point of the matter is that Broncos still get the ball back. Broncos still probably win that match, but you never know now because of this stupid technicality ruling. But in regards to the game itself, the Broncos and Bulldogs are both unimpressive teams. The Broncos and Bulldogs are both not doing anything this season. Broncos were unimpressive, even though they won 22-20. The Bulldogs are one of the worst attacking teams in the comp. So nothing's really going to happen for these two teams. Do you guys agree?
Yeah, Bulldogs wooden spoon maybe.
Manly. Hopefully.
I had the Dogs at the 16th spoon, in my opinion.
That's what I said
Or
pre-season. Yeah, I said Bulldogs pre-season, but it's very difficult to take out a
I
Manly
remember
and
last
Bulldogs.
time I was on, we all said Raiders.
Raiders
Yeah.
are a good shout. Raiders are a good shout, but I think that they may have a little bit too much in them scoring wise to get the wooden spoon. Defensively, they do have it to get the spoon, but scoring wise, no, they can put teams to bed. Anyway, let's move on to the next game. Another game that I was at. Head down to Newcastle for the Knights versus Rabbitohs game. Rabbitohs came out on top, 36-18. The main thing for me here, boys, Knights goal kicking is a serious, serious worry.
Yeah.
I mean, who have they got that can take him?
Kalen Ponga and
Is that
CO, but
Ponga?
honestly, they
Oh.
really missed them all, basically.
Ponga's not very good on kicks, though.
What about the drop catch? Changes the whole game.
Oh, are you talking about the CO try? No try, sorry. Yeah, when he's over the line and then drops it. Yeah, 100%. I was actually I was watching it and he went to put it down, and for everyone who isn't aware, and he completely just I don't believe it was Crichton. I think he dropped that himself because he's just too complacent putting the ball down. Put it down with two hands, man. That's what we get taught as kids. Put it down with two hands, hold the ball with two hands, and he drops it. And without that, the Knights go up 18-16. So that completely changes that game.
But I said it last time I was on here, and I'll say it again. Rabbitohs have got a lot in the tank when going forward. Like, they are a very good offensive team.
Yeah, Rabbitohs, they definitely do have a decent attacking team in comparison to earlier in the season. But I don't think they're going to do too much in regards to premiership contending. Knights, on the other hand, Knights, on the other hand, they're still in the kind of where are we stage. They're like, yes, they know that they're away.
Really hurt them.
Exactly. They don't have someone who's really controlling. But the thing is that whenever they have the ball, man, they know how to score a try. They know how to score. They're a very good attacking team. Defensively, they don't know what to do.
The new Ponga Knights, mate.
Let's move on to the other Friday night game, the Panthers versus the Cowboys. Panthers lost out 20-26. Panthers need to stop giving the early lead. They keep going down 14-0, 18-0, 12-0, and then fighting back, but they don't end up completing the comeback. Or most of the time they do complete the comeback, but the point of the matter is they cannot do it anymore. They can't do it. It's frustrating. Even as a non-Panthers fan, it's frustrating to watch this shit every single week.
If they want to win games, they can't be doing that.
Cowboys are still a really good team. Like, at the start of the season, they were premiership favourites.
Yeah.
I still think they've got to push for the 8, and I think they're going to, maybe even make it to the final. I like the grand final.
Well, I definitely, I said last week that, they're at a time where it's starting to get a bit dubious whether they're going to make the 8 or not, especially after their loss to the Raiders when they'd just beaten the Titans and stuff. Like, everyone thought after the Titans, oh yeah, here we go. They're getting played into form here. And then they went out and lost to the Raiders, and that's when I started second-guessing myself and second-guessing my belief in the Cowboys to make the 8. Now that they've beaten the Panthers really like to let teams get out to an early lead, and that's the problem. Now that they're out to an early lead, the Panthers, when they come up against good teams, the Cowboys are a good team. Let's be honest, they still are a good team. They just have been lost so far this season. They've been lost in the way that they're playing. So the Panthers were never going to catch up to the Cowboys in reality. Yes, they did claw it back. They did make it close game, but I still thought the Cowboys were going to win that from the outset as soon as they went up by that margin.
Yeah. I mean, on paper, they're one of the best teams in the league. They're just not playing well at the moment at all.
Well, yeah, I think, Thurston might have just gone on a season too long.
Definitely. He really
sad,
should have quits last year.
It is very sad. It is very sad. But then again, it's hard for him to to call it quits last year when he went out, obviously, during Origin 2 with an injury. It's very difficult to retire on an injury, especially after such an illustrious career. All right, let's move on to a game that I don't really want to talk about. Raiders 32-18 Titans. As a Titans fan myself, I'll quickly say this. Cartwright, don't even bother. Don't even bother with him in the halves. Secondly, when will the Titans finish rebuilding? And I will stick by this team through everything I have since the wooden spoon. I was there since day dot. But honestly, it's making me feel really uneasy about this team that every single year, nothing happens. Nothing happens. And I feel the thing is that I always feel that next year could be the year that, you know, we start to do something again. But, you know, it's just so unimpressive, man. What do you guys think about the Titans?
Shannon Boyd is apparently going to the Titans. But yeah, when's it going to happen? I don't know. I'm a Sharks fan.
Yeah, but see, I'm not a Sharks fan, but I can still...
Yeah, but I feel your pain, like, when's it going to happen? And it finally happened. But I'm saying, when is it going to happen for the Titans?
It hurts, man. It really does. It honestly hurts.
How many people did they have to buy?
I don't know, but it's just every player... Like, Connie is he's just not performing. Bryce Cartwright is he just doesn't look like he gives a shit. He doesn't look like he cares whatsoever about this team. He looks kind of like a Jared Hayne, just without the name Jared Hayne. He looks like he came in with big expectations.
Good payday up at the Gold Coast. Sunny days, good pay.
Exactly.
Good place to be.
Yeah, and because obviously Garth Brennan has like an infatuation with him, similar to that of Boyd and Bennett. So as I don't usually rip on Titans players who play for the club, but I just don't think that Bryce Cartwright gives a shit about this club. Raiders are not a good team. They're a good offensive team. They're not a good defensive team. I just think that if you're losing by 13 plus the Raiders, then you're a pretty bad team, which sucks for me to say. Oh, Jai is fantastic, but he's
what's
injured
going
now.
on with him? Like, is he alright with his back, or what's going on with his back?
Yeah, he had back spasms. Apparently, I think I saw something briefly that alluded to him being okay, but I can't confirm anything. So, yeah, you probably have to jump on Google or check out some news sources for that. But I'm pretty sure that he's okay. He's in a stable condition. That's one small positive to take out of that. But in the same sense, he still got injured, and the Titans still got flogged. Alrighty, let's move on to the Warriors versus Tigers. Warriors came out on top 26-4. Luke, just want to say Tigers have now lost 3 in a row, mate. Are they bottom 8 now?
Look, they lost 2 games by 2 points. Come on, boys.
No, mate, you can't keep... No. You cannot every single week be like, okay, no, they've only lost 1 game. Okay, no, they've only lost 2 games.
Why do you love the Tigers so much? You're a Sharks fan.
I know, he's really obsessed with the Tigers.
It's quite weird.
Yeah,
I like the Tigers. Everyone, if you're from Southwest Sydney, Western Sydney, everyone loves the Tigers. They're the underdog team.
I don't like them.
I don't like them. Like, the thing is, bro, I don't mind them. I like the Tigers. I think I love going down. I loved going down there this season to watch them at Campbelltown, and I can't wait to go and watch them at Leichhardt. And I've got no problem with the Tigers. But looking at it specifically from a footy fan's perspective, I just don't think they've got what it takes to make the 8. I think they started off the season really well. I think they really proved a lot of the haters wrong. People thought they could still get the spoon. People thought they'd still be bottom 4. I don't think they're bottom 4, but I don't think they're top 8. I really don't think they're top 8. No. You look at this top 8 and you think, no, I can't see the Tigers being there. Who are they going to beat out of the teams that are just missing right now? Broncos still could do it. Cowboys, I think, will probably make it, yes. Para will not make it. I'm not even going to talk about that.
See the Tigers, Benji. It's all Benji.
No, they can't. Like, I agree. I understand where you're coming from, and I understand that they have been good this season, but I just don't think they're going to be able to finish it off.
Everyone just wants to see Benji win one.
No, they don't. I love Benji, but like, no, I don't really care about seeing him win one. I would rather see. I'd rather see Jared Hayne get a wooden spoon. Anyway, speaking of Jared Hayne, let's move on to the 14 wooden spoon Parramatta Eels. Yeah, 14 this year. Sorry, Sharks 22, Eels 20. The Sharks survivor scare. This is actually, Shell's the Sharks fan. Archie is a Parramatta fan. Here we go. I'm going to let you guys talk.
Typical Cronulla. This is typical Cronulla. Yeah, wrap it up, boys. Last 10 minutes, concede 3 tries, and they kick the goal, and I reckon they go on to kick a field goal and win Parramatta. But Moses fluffed it, and we had a good night in the Shire on the Saturday. So
I saw him crying after the game.
It's sad, but
sad. It just shows how much he cares about the club, though.
Was there any footage of Jared Hayne crying?
Oh, leave him alone.
No, I refuse. I refuse to leave him alone.
This is typical Cronulla, but like wrap it up and then someone fluffs it and just seal the game.
Well, they did this against the Panthers a couple of weeks back, if you remember.
I think Cronulla is still a top 8 team, for sure.
They have a lot of people out. They have Gallen out, Lewis out, Graham went off again, for God's sake. Someone if his hamstring, just get the hamstring right. Get it right.
Well,
Get it right.
well, the thing with the Sharks is
Dugan's out as well.
they're definitely a top 8 team. Yeah, I think Valentine Holmes had a really good game at fullback. Yes, Dugan is more consistent at the back, in my opinion, though, and Valentine Holmes is a winger. But the Sharks are a top 8 team. They will make the top 8, in my opinion. They're not gonna win the premiership by any means. They don't have anywhere near the same type of quality as the Dragons do. But the Sharks did this a couple of weeks ago with the Panthers. They were up convincingly and then let in 2 late tries, and then Panthers nearly scored another try at the end to take the win. Then they've done it again with Parramatta.
Just quickly, what is your guys' top 8 at the moment?
Oh, it's a big call.
If you had to know.
All right, quickly, I'd say we can all agree Dragons will make it. We can all agree Melbourne will make it.
Storm.
Penrith will make it.
Penrith.
I think
Roosters will make it.
No, I don't think Roosters.
No way. Nah, they're not missing the 8. They're not going to do anything, but they're not missing the 8.
I think Cowboys as well.
Cowboys, yeah, I'm going to say Cowboys. I'm going to say Sharks. I think that...
And Para for me.
No.
Oh, come on, mate.
I don't think Barrett's
fan,
going to
Come on, mate. Come on, mate.
I'm
No,
getting...
Be
I'm saying I
realistic,
think the
mate. Be
Broncos are gonna get it
realistic.
right now.
We got Clint. We can still do it.
I'm thinking the Rabbitohs will make it because they've got
Yeah.
enough scoring power. And look, as much as I feel the Warriors could still... It wouldn't surprise me if they drop out, but I'm going to put the Warriors in the 8. That's my 8. But anyway, let's move on to the big time match of the weekend, which was first versus fourth. It's St. George Illawarra Dragons versus the Melbourne Storm. I was also at this match.
I
Loved
reckon
this
they're
match.
the 2 best teams, probably.
I agree. Dragons came out on top 34-14, but there
Could've
was
been
a
completely
very controversial decision. If you guys haven't seen what that decision was, go and check out the latest Game Day Experience vlog on Big Ass Sport. Got to give a little bit of advertisement there. The Storm scored when they were down 10-4. But they got brought back for a penalty. So I don't really understand what happened there.
Why didn't they play advantage? I don't understand.
Doesn't
what
make
happened.
sense.
Just
Yeah,
did
I
the
know.
guy.
It doesn't make
It's
sense why they would
stupid.
bring it back.
It's just
Especially,
stupid.
yeah,
It's
they
absolutely stupid.
giving the penalty to the team that just scored, but taking away the 4 points. So it's so stupid, man. It's legitimately so stupid. So
NRL refs are hopeless.
oh well.
Then-
Are they as bad as A-League
That
refs,
changes
though?
the whole game.
Refs are
Because
hopeless. just
like
as a
we
whole.
said, it's 12-4 at halftime. The Dragons. It could have been 10 all.
Yep,
Changes the whole game.
whole game. It's funny. Josh Adokar had a really quiet game and still scored 3 tries.
If he doesn't get picked for New South, I say this every week. If he is not picked for
He has
Origin,
to.
I want to know why.
Just quickly before we move on, Dragons are they're unstoppable this season. They're looking really good. I will wait until after round 11 or after the Origin or during the Origin period to make my serious postseason thoughts on them because they will lose quite a few players to Origin, in my opinion.
Forward line should be
back.
in the team.
And
What,
Ben
Sims,
Hunt's probably going to be in the
Vaughan?
Queensland team too.
Yeah, so Sims, Vaughan, DeBellin, and Frizzell. That's 4 already.
Hunt.
Ben Hunt.
Oh,
And
did you say McInnes? Maybe.
I reckon they'll pick Damien Cook.
I think they're going to take McInnes. I think that the Dragons have been. I think that they warrant. I think McInnes warrants a spot considering his team's form as well.
I think they'll pick Damien Cook though.
What do you think,
I'd
Archie?
go Cook, honestly. He's just been so good this season.
Yeah, I think. Well, I think maybe this week because I think Dragons versus Rabbitohs this week. I think it'll come down to who plays the better in this match.
I want Dufty to get picked, but I think they'll pick Tedesco.
Man,
You
that's
gotta
such-
go with Tedesco.
You have to go with Tedesco, but I don't think it warrants it. I don't think he warrants a spot in the team. But yeah,
No,
you
He's
kinda
been
have
real.
to.
He wasn't good this game against Manly, but the couple rounds, like 3 rounds before that, he's been really good.
Anyway, let's move on to the final game, which was the Roosters Manly match, 22-20. The Roosters.
I'm gonna mention something quickly. Cherry Evans had a Kieran Foran moment and missed.
Oh my god.
He had a Darren Lockyer moment, you mean?
Yeah. But the thing is, okay, he misses that, and I go, that's gonna bite him. I haven't said to my dad, that's gonna bite him later, and they lose by 2 points.
Yep. How do you miss that? How do you honestly miss that?
And he kicked so many from the sideline. He has over 80% conversion rate. Cherry Evans wasn't too bad, to be honest. I thought Jake Trebojevic was very, very, very good. The Roosters, Latrell's always good.
Love Latrell.
Yeah.
And
He's a star.
Cooper Cronk, yeah, he was all right. Is Cronk still available for Origin?
No, he retired.
That makes it a little bit more interesting when we talk about Origin in about a week or two on
Ben
in the
Hunt's
Sheds.
definitely going to be there. Ben Hunt's definitely going to get picked, Ben.
Yeah, Ben Hunt. Yeah, 100%. Anyway, let's wrap that up for the discussions for today. Let's move on to the open floor discussion. What do you think is the big talking point for this week, boys?
Should the NRL implement a draft?
Yes. I really wanted to talk about that.
Okay, well let's talk about that.
Yes, the other sports that run similar ways, like AFL and NBA, they have draft systems.
NFL.
Yeah.
I think
how?
I can't believe you
How
just.
is
I just can't believe you brought up AFL and NBA as draft, but you didn't bring up the biggest draft of them all in the NFL.
NFL.
Oh, well, I'm not a big NFL fan. I'm not very well informed about it.
How does it work though? How does it work with not having
Well,
a
it's-
college system?
Yeah, that's the only thing.
That's the problem. We
How do you
don't
do it?
have our university system for someone that does currently attend a Australian university. You don't get funding. Like the American colleges are literally their NFL. The American college football is more followed than NFL.
Yeah, well, that's because,
Yes.
and I speak to people like this all the time. The reason why college sport is regarded
Funding.
higher, but the reason why college sport is regarded because the funding comes from the fact
more
that it's
entertaining.
more supported by the population. But it's simply because you say
They like
let's use Fletch for an example. He lives in Brisbane, and he goes for the Broncos. But he goes to a university in Brisbane. He's going to
You play
feel
for
more
Bond or
aligned. Yeah, he's
something,
going to
Bond
feel
Uni.
more aligned with the university because he's actually attended the university. He's wearing the jumper of
Studied
the
there.
university, studying the university, and he could potentially play there. So yes, he lives in Brisbane, and yes, that's always going to be his big team. But the college that he went to is going to be, you're going to feel more aligned with it than the
Bro,
actual.
you would want everyone wants their uni, their city to win. Like
Exactly.
you'd be playing for Bond or Griffith. Let's say you play for Bond Uni, and then there's someone that plays for University of New South Wales. Like they want to win for their uni. They want to be there.
As well is that college players don't earn anywhere.
Scholarships.
They don't even earn any money. They can't earn money, can they?
No, they're not
No.
allowed to. On YouTube, they're not allowed to. There's been a big
Really?
debate.
That's right. Yeah.
So can they not get
Donald
sponsorship? or anything?
Dayahell, whatever his name is, that kicker dude, got kicked off his team because he was making YouTube videos.
Oh,
Some guy,
true.
left it.
Bullshit.
Some guy left the Division 1 college to go do YouTube.
Yeah, there was that Donald Dayahell, whatever his name is.
Wow, that's
destroying dude.
Anyway, let's get back on topic a little bit.
Because it's through the school. It's through an education system in America. How did the AFL do it? Just through junior representative
It's,
team.
it's
That's
alright,
through,
it's
like,
just through, the state leagues. Like you have
What
to be
I
The
heard,
WAFL, VFL, yeah.
yeah. So it's just whoever declares from that.
what I heard was this would never work in my opinion, but on Fox they had to talk about it. Is that any players under 23 in your system? So let's just take Para. Para finish 16th this year.
Which
Just
they
saying.
won't, but sure.
Just saying if they do.
Please.
They get the first pick.
Poor Jared.
And they just say here can pick anybody under 23 out of the other 15 clubs. Just say they want Nathan Cleary. They can go take Nathan Cleary from the
Oh,
Panthers.
what?
No, but
and
no,
put
but
them
he,
into their
no, but
which
he's a
would never
starting
work.
player. He's a starting player. It should be an under 23
Yes.
person. That's not a professional contract.
And that's why I'm saying it would never work.
That's
but that's what they were
ridiculous.
saying.
Yeah, because then you could easily just take Ash Taylor from the Titans. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like,
It should be someone not on a professional contract.
yeah.
yes,
Red hot player that's just won a Holden Cup, and he's not officially signed with a professional contract. You just go pick him.
There is no under 20s right now. It's the
Yeah,
like the
no,
Q
under
Cup
20.
and the Q Cup and the New South Wales Cup, but that's where you pull them from. That and maybe the smaller state competitions in Victoria and say Western Australia, whatever. Point of the matter is that it has to come from it's a weird system obviously, but with PNG in the Q Cup and Fiji in the New South Wales Cup, that would also open up to drafting. Oh man, it's such a
that's
hard
right.
thing
They
to say.
changed that, and they have the winners of that versus each other, and that
Burleigh Bears, PNG Hunters, Tweed Seagulls, Redcliffe Dolphins and stuff. And then in New South Wales Cup, you've got like the West,
Newtown, Sydney.
all that sort of
Couldn't
stuff.
Couldn't they
Mounties
just
and
do it-
Canberra.
Shouldn't they just do it like off seeding, how they do it in every other comp, and then just whoever you pick from whoever declares from those teams?
It's a very interesting prospect. I think this could definitely be another discussion point for another day, or even a separate video in its own. But I definitely, I think it's a possibility for the future. But anyway, that's going to wrap us up for today, boys. Really good discussion today, boys. Awesome stuff. Thanks to Archie for jumping along again at last minute notice.
No worries. Thanks for having me on.
Thanks to Shells and Big Fella Fletch.
Yeah.
Yeah, the boys. Also, guys, don't forget next week, big show, big special guest, William Zillman, ex-player for the Gold Coast Titans and Canberra Raiders, will be coming on the show to talk to us about, we're gonna ask him some questions, and also we're gonna talk a little bit more about the NRL as well. If you guys have any genuine, real questions to ask William Zillman, then put a comment below or on the Facebook BK Sport Facebook page, and we'll get to it. If you did like this video, please give me a big thumbs up so that we know that you're enjoying the podcast. Week 4 done and dusted. Hit that subscribe button if you're new around here so that you get this in your subscription feed, and hit the little ding-a-ling-a-ling notification. But I want to hear a ding-a-ling-a-ling for all 3 of you. Go right now.
Ding-a-ling-a-ling.
Ding-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling.
Ding-a-ling-a-ling.
Well, that was the worst
was
one,
weak,
Fletch.
Fletch.
That was so
Yeah,
bad.
that was
Come on, you know you can do a bigger ding-a-ling.
I don't want to do a big ding-a-ling-a-ling. Yeah, the Broncos. I don't know.
Okay,
The
no,
Broncos
and on
won,
that note, we're leaving.
Ding-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling.
All right, boys, catch you later.